Hi there, everyone. Happy Saturday. Heartbreaking loss for the Razorbacks today. I gave it their best shot. Looks like Vegas knew something. The line opened at LSU -3, and Arkansas ended up covering that spread. So good for the Hogs there, but obviously a heartbreaking loss today. And hope everybody enjoyed a little bit of snow we got last night as well. It was a very quick shot of snow. We expected it going into the event. Dan and I had a live stream earlier on this week talking about that potential and ended up seeing a light dusting, a little bit more in the higher terrains of northwest Arkansas. But Fayetteville did see a dusting. Noticed there was a lot of videos too of Razorback Stadium having to clear out the snow and everything on the field. So definitely saw that verify. And now we're taking aim at another winter weather maker that could happen early next week. And this one may pack a little bit more of a punch, as you soon see. We got the higher res models finally coming in right now. We're getting more of an idea of what's going to happen. So wanted to fire up this Facebook Live real quick, answer any questions anybody had. But let's get right to it right now. I know everybody wants to see what the system looks like. So let's get to it and get to the graphics. So satellite and radar across northwest Arkansas, very quiet at this current time as expected. Saw those clouds clear out earlier today, which meant those temperatures warmed up just a little bit. We were in the lower 40s in NWA, mid to upper 40s in the River Valley. So definitely a very chilly one out there. Saw a lot of red noses at Razorback Stadium. I still got one as well, which is getting hidden by the makeup that I have on. So definitely thankful for that. But let's go west because this is where our next weather maker system. This is where our next weather maker is, and man, is it powerful. This is a strong low pressure, um, bringing a lot of energy with it. It's going to pack a punch, and this is going to be the catalyst for winter weather potential Monday afternoon into the evening hours. So let's take a look at this thing on water vapor, by the way, because it is very impressive. You'll notice kind of this piece of energy that's flying off of it here, too. I'll show you on the pointer here. That's a sign that this is a very strong system, and it's going to bring these little subtle pieces of energy that could either enhance or decrease our snowfall potential. Because if these go away or if we don't see a lot of dry air, then we won't see quite as much precipitation. But this is a powerful system, and we're looking at the potential now. It's real potential for winter weather. I talked about it yesterday, how uncertain we were on everything, how the models, the higher res models hadn't came out yet. So we didn't really know what was those were going to show, if they were going to favor the warmer European, they're going to favor the colder GFS, or was it going to be somewhere in between? I'll answer that question in just a minute because I want to show kind of what the setup is for this system as it moves in. So I'm going to move myself out of the way. Let's get right to the future track because I know everybody wants to see what some of the models are showing. So this is one of the models we look at. This is the RPM. So watch as this model shows the low pressure system tracking to the south overnight tonight into Sunday, hanging out around New Mexico Sunday evening into the overnight hours as well. But as this low pressure system nears northwest Arkansas, we're going to start seeing precipitation really begin to fire off. Eastern Oklahoma, northwest Arkansas, I think most of the precipitation is going to start off as rain. Here's why. We're going to have a southeast wind, southeasterly component to that wind early in the day. That means those temperatures are going to warm up pretty quickly. We'll get into the low to mid 40s in NWA in the River Valley as we head throughout the early morning into the afternoon hours. So right around 11, 12 o'clock is when our high temperature is going to be reached. Once this system starts swinging through, this is what we need to watch. We need to watch the winds carefully because as soon as that wind shifts from the southeast to the northeast, colder air is going to funnel in. That's when we're going to start seeing the transition from rain to snow, right? So this model right now, all rain at 1 o'clock. If precipitation's falling, it's all rain right now for northwest Arkansas and the River Valley. 5 o'clock, starting to see some snow show up, right, for northwest Arkansas and the higher terrain. You also see in the higher terrain of the River Valley as well. This makes sense to me. I don't think we will be all snow yet in northwest Arkansas 5 o'clock on Monday. I think our temperatures will still be right around 35, 37 degrees. Rain snow mixture, definitely a possibility. Mostly rain, though, and definitely mostly rain in the River Valley. Swing into 7 o'clock. This is when I think the transition starts to take effect in northwest Arkansas. I think we start seeing all snow. I think we also see a little bit of rain as well in the River Valley still, probably a rain-snow mixture. But by the time we get to 8, 9 o'clock, that's when the system starts swinging through. That's when that colder air really starts to get tapped into, and everybody's going to see snow. This is the problem that I've got right now with the system, and this is something we're going to have to watch closely. Some of the models are showing, and this just sounds like a typical Northwest Arkansas event. Some of the models are showing this system kind of weakening a little bit as it moves into Northwest Arkansas and the River Valley. And that would mean that our snowfall rates are going to go down. That means that we're not going to see as much snow. Probably won't see the transition as fast either. That would lower our snowfall totals. And right now, it's about a 50-50 split with the models on that happening. Most of the models are showing the colder solution. So I do have confidence that we're going to see mostly snow with the system, but that's something to keep in mind. I'll answer some questions in just a minute because there's some good questions I'm already seeing in the comments right now. I'll answer those in just a minute, but I want to just get through this real quick. I want to show you what we're projecting right now for our snowfall totals with the system, and I'll kind of explain why that is. So 8:30, pretty hefty snowfall going on in Northwest Arkansas right now. Here's the problem, though. We get dry slotted, I think, a little bit, and that's going to push the snow out pretty quickly. 11, 12 o'clock, probably some snow showers still lingering around. I think the system moves it out a little bit too quick. All this will be gone by Tuesday, 7, 6 o'clock. Maybe a few lingering snow showers or some sleet pellets as well Tuesday early afternoon, but nothing major after that. All right, so let's go ahead and get to those snowfall totals because I know that's what everybody wants to see. So here it is. Drum roll, please. If Dan was here, we'd have the drum roll. Boom. That's what we're looking at right now. I'm going to move myself out of the way. So you can really see a pretty sharp gradient right now in between the haves and the have-nots. So you're looking at about a dusting in southern portions of the River Valley. I don't think there will be a whole lot of precipitation left when that snow transition happens. So I've only got a dusting in southern portions of the River Valley, just to the south of Fort Smith. I may need to update this map a little bit, though, because the higher terrain of the River Valley could see a quicker transition. So I may put the 1 to 2 inches in those more mountainous areas, especially down towards Scott County, could see a little bit more snow. But look at that sharp gradient there between the dusting to 1 to 2 inches. Fort Smith area just on the edge of that 1 to 2 inch amount at this current time. And then once you get north of the Bobby Hopper Tunnel, that's when we start seeing higher snowfall accumulations. And as the system swings through, again, when that backside of that system moves in, that's when we're going to start seeing those heavier precipitation rates. That's why I've got 2 to 3 inches right now for Northwest Arkansas. Higher terrain of Northwest Arkansas, eastern portions of our coverage area, you could see up to 4 inches of snow with this system, as we'll have a little bit more colder air already in place, a little bit more time to get those heavier snowfall rates. So up to 4 inches can be expected in eastern portions of our coverage area. And as we zoom in here, you can see that a little bit better there. Again, most of Benton and Washington County in about the 2 to 3 inch zone right now. And then if you go a little bit farther east towards the Huntsville, Japton, Jasper area, St. Paul as well, you could see up to 4 inches with this event. Here's what I'm going to say, though. A lot of that could change. This is just our early forecast right now on that. Dan's going to be in the seat tomorrow. He may have a differing opinion on what we're going to see. But I think for now, 1 to 3 inches is a pretty good bet for most locations in our coverage area. Again, it really depends on when the cold air moves in, when we start seeing the southeast and northeast wind transition. Are we going to see, a sleet pellet or two mix in that could lower the snowfall rates? Is this system going to weaken as it moves in? That's how much uncertainty we have. There's a lot of uncertainty with the system. That's really to be expected, though, with the system that's happening in November. If this was in December, January, this would be a pretty major winter storm. I know a lot of people probably have questions about travel impacts. I will say this. I do not think there will be major travel impacts with the system. I think most of the roadways are going to be wet, could have a little bit of slushiness on that, on those roadways, but I think it's going to be, the ground temperature will be too warm. I question the precipitation rates as well with that weakening trend that the models are showing. So I don't anticipate we're going to have major impacts on the roads. That being said, that could change. There's still a tremendous amount of uncertainty. So let me go ahead and zoom this map out again here. All right, so y'all can see that. And let's start answering some questions that we got in the comments. All right, so let's go ahead and go to the top here. Just great. Wish it could wait until the holidays. Karen, I am right there with you. I really don't want snow already, but it looks like we will see at least some winter weather with the system. Maybe it won't be quite as impactful. How much so you think is going to fall? Right there, Sean. About 2 to 3 inches in NWA, 1 to 2 inches in northern portions of the River Valley. Then as you get further south, just a dusting. Tiffany's pretty excited right now. I anticipated some people would be pretty happy with this event. I know Dan is very displeased because his Nugget Ice Maker. And if he fires up a Facebook Live tomorrow, Tiffany, if you join, I want you to ask about the Nugget Ice Maker because that man, he loves the Nugget Ice. Let me tell you, he loves his Nugget Ice, and he had to get rid of it now because it's too cold. Is there any chance of snow in Alma Monday? Well, let me tell you this, Brenda. Yes, there is a chance of snow. I question if it's going to be significant once you get that far south, but there's certainly a potential for it. Again, it just depends on how quickly the rain transitions to snow. We'll look at some more models in just a moment as well. I want to kind of show all kinds of different sides what the models are showing with this because I don't just want to show one thing because the models are all showing vastly different things. I'm not thrilled about snow and freezing weather. I hate breaking ice on water ticks. Bonnie, oh man, that sounds tough, especially with how cold we're going to get tonight. 19 degrees is our projected low tonight. Woo, it's going to be cold out there. A little bit warmer tomorrow, dry, so that's good. So enjoy it. High temperatures in the upper 40s to lower 40s. Dan is off right now, but he will be back tomorrow. He'll be in this chair. I'm anticipating that I'll be here Monday as well because I really want to be here for when this winter weather event happens. I'm very intrigued by this event. This is a very interesting pattern that we're in right now. Very unseasonable. In fact, really, really unseasonable. It's not just a little bit. Very unseasonable. So I'm interested to see what's going to happen with the system. It's going to be very, very cool. How long will the snow last once it hits the ground? Justin, I don't think this is going to be one that's going to be on the ground too long. It's going to be a wet snow. I will say this, good news, like I mentioned earlier, travel impacts I don't think will be too bad at this time. Certainly can change as we get more data in. But I think it's what we call an Instagram snow. Our own Crystal Martinez, who's a morning anchor on KNWA and Fox, she kind of coined that phrase, and it's really true with this system. This is one of those snows that mainly is going to accumulate on grassy areas, elevated surfaces. It's just going to be one of those pretty snows. Not too many impacts, but just probably to drive carefully if you're going out there. But most of it's going to just cause wet roads. Any issues traveling to and from Tulsa Sunday? Luis, I don't think there will be too many significant impacts, but take it easy if you're heading out there on the roads on Monday. Oh, you said Sunday. Well, Sunday, I think everything's going to be great. So you're A-OK on Sunday, Luis. No information expected. Oh, yeah, absolutely, Tiffany. I'll always love doing these Facebook Lives because I get to interact with everybody, and it's always fun to kind of just show you a little bit more of what goes on. Because, in the weather forecast, we only get about 3 to 4 minutes to kind of explain a ton of information. I feel like with the Facebook Live, we can get everything out there, answer people's questions, and get them the information they need. Man, Dan can't work 24/7, but he is a grinder. I'll tell you what. Last week during that severe weather coverage, we were here for hours every single night working hard on that, and probably going to be doing the same tomorrow on Monday as well, if I'm being honest. Drum roll, please. Boom. There we go. No snow, says Amanda. I could see, I'm telling you this, we are going to see winter precipitation fall. I'll say that right now. How much? Still in question, but we'll continue to monitor that. But Amanda, for your sake, I hope there's no snow on the ground when you wake up Tuesday morning. Ryan Limmery, hi, I live in Bentonville. Is it going to snow? I think it's a good bet, Ryan. I think it's a good bet. Always get bit by dry air. That's exactly right, James. And two things kind of cause that. One, the dry slot. Second, the Colby effect. And I'm sure the Colby effect is going to have some big-time impacts there. Better water the field at Razorback Stadium. That was interesting that you mentioned that, David, because there was that snow on the ground early this morning during Razorback Stadium, and you could see it kind of get scooped to the side. It was still on the ground, though, in the shaded areas, which is interesting because we didn't get that much, and it was a wet snow, but I was still seeing snow out there 3, 4 o'clock in the shaded areas, so it kind of makes me wonder, too, with the system that's moving it through. We're going to have heavier precipitation rates than what we had with the previous one. This one, I don't know. I feel like we could be in for some surprises with this system. The persimmon seeds aren't lying. That is exactly right, Allison. And yeah, mostly spoons, a couple knives that I saw. This looks like it's going to be a pretty big time winter. And here's the thing, this doesn't even count for winter in my book because winter doesn't start until December 1st, at least in the meteorological sense. So, yeah, the persimmon seeds were definitely not right. Horrible. Yuck. Boo. It was near 80 degrees a couple of days ago. That is very right, Melissa. This is Arkansas weather in a nutshell. We go from tornadoes to hot to cold to snow to ice. We get everything up here, and that's why I love it. Very good mention right there. Bring in the pets. Yes, bring in the pets. Do not keep them outside, especially tonight. Low temperatures in the upper teens, right around 20 degrees. Not safe for your pets. Bring them in, definitely for sure. 2 to 3 inches. Tim's hyped about that. Tim, let's see if it holds. Let's see if it holds because this could change tomorrow. Could change up or down. Let's hope it holds for your sake, Tim. I'm rooting for you. Absolutely, Luis. Absolutely. Time for the hot chocolate to keep warm. I saw that the LSU players today, by the way, were not built for this. They were drinking hot chocolate and warm soup on the sideline. I'm like, what are we doing right now? Are we playing football or what's going on? But yes, Nikita, I'm ready for the hot chocolate as well. Bowl of chili, looking good. By the way, I want to get a poll of kind of the people that are on this live right now. Chili with beans or without beans, right? I'll go ahead and give my answer. It has to have beans in it. Okay. It has to have beans in it. I got to have that extra oomph of protein and fiber. And it's just a topping. You got to have toppings in your chili. So I'm going beans in chili. And I'll tell you right now, the chili forecast is looking pretty good right now for Monday. Bring on the snow. Yes, you're looking forward to the snow, Paula. It's always interesting looking at these comments too. Just the split between people who want snow and don't want snow. I love it. I love it. This will be a snow that depends on temps, will also dictate accumulation. Great point there, David. The temperatures, as it usually is, are going to play a significant role in this. I'll be interested to see just how warm we get Monday before those temperatures drop throughout the afternoon. If we only get up to like 39, 40 degrees Monday, ooh, man, we might need to be bracing ourselves. If we get up to right around my high temperature right now, it's 44 for Monday in Northwest Arkansas. If we get up to 44, those snowfall rates will be tampered a little bit, and that's why I've got only 2 to 3 right now. Snow? Snow way, says Jacob. I love it. That's a good one right there. Is ice a problem? No problems with ice, David. Not expecting any freezing rain, no sleet with this system. Maybe a few sleet pellets, actually, but I don't think that was your question there with the ice. Not expecting any freezing rain with this. The thermal profiles definitely favor rain, snow to snow mixture with this system. So that's good news right there. Alex Hall, my arthritis in my spine is acting up. I know it's going to be a good system. That's interesting. That's interesting. Maybe I need to take that into account with my forecast, Alex. That's a good point right there. I've noticed too, I've got a few more back problems as well right now with all this cold air in place. Bring on the snow, says April. All right, now we're getting answers to the chili with beans and without beans question. Aaron, with. Agreed. James, beans. Agreed. Tanya, chili with beans. Agreed. Chili with beans, says Gina. Uh-oh. No beans. We got a no beans here. Okay. So I have a question. For you. Do you put any toppings on your chili? Is it just the meat and everything, or for people who say no beans, right? Do you have toppings on it basically? Do you put sour cream, or do you put some cheese on there? Do you put any toppings on it, or is it just chili? Is it just the base chili? I'm interested to hear that. Milk and bread will be sold out tomorrow. James, I don't think this is a system you need to go out and get milk and bread for. I mentioned that earlier. I don't think this is going to have any major impacts on the roads. Now, there could be a little bit on the roads, a little bit of slushiness, a little bit of wet road. I don't think this is going to be a system that's going to have major travel impacts. So maybe, I mean, look, maybe we need to get the milk and bread, meter out for this system. But I don't anticipate this being a major winter storm. This is definitely a winter weather event, right? There will likely be winter weather advisories issued. I don't think we'll see winter storm warnings. I don't think this is going to be a system that you're going to need to really hunker down for and be prepared for. This is just going to be one of those systems that brings a nice, beautiful snow to the area, it looks like, and maybe a few travel impacts here or there Tuesday morning, but by Tuesday afternoon, everything's cleared out and we're good to go. With beans, says Bruce, needs snow, kills the bugs. Yes, that's a great point. Right there, Bruce. Don't want those to come back either because they typically like to come back after it warms up again, especially the skeeters. I'd rather have this now than traveling during Thanksgiving. Tanya, I agree with you as well. Definitely get it knocked out of the way. And then once we get to December and January, then we can start talking about winter weather again. My arthritis is acting up like crazy too. There's another one, April. Definitely feeling the impacts of that colder weather as well. It's interesting, we talk about all the time too, how like birds or dogs or cats or stuff like that, they'll change their behavior patterns, because they can feel a system coming in. And we humans, have those kind of triggers as well, pain in our joints or things like that. I'm getting, like I said, some back pain right now. So it's pretty interesting. Maybe we're good weather forecasters as well. I don't know. Without beans, says April. Okay. Interested to hear if you put any toppings on those as well. David, deer chili with beans. That sounds so good. By the way, David, I have a question. I don't know if there's any hunters out there. This is another question for the chat in general. How was the first day? How was the hunting today? I'm interested to hear because with the cold air in place, I know that definitely probably helped. So I'm interested to hear about that. Gina, if it doesn't have beans, I do not want it. I love it. Cheese and onions. I like cheese and onions as well on my chili. With beans for sure. Okay, so you had said earlier, and by the way, can you tell me how to say your name in the chat? Because I really want to be able to say your name. But that's good. That's good that you have toppings on there. Because like if it's chili with no beans, right? Then there's no really like flavor to it unless you got the toppings on it, in my opinion. So I'm happy to hear that there is at least cheese on there. April says cheese, sour cream, and guacamole. Woo! I'm gonna have to try that sometime. That sounds pretty delicious. Can you show the time frame of the snow precipitation? I sure can. Let me go ahead and move myself out of the way. And let's go ahead and show that. All right, let's go ahead and show that real quick. I'll get to some more Facebook comments in just a minute, but I do want to show the timing once again for maybe anybody who arrived a little bit later. So here's the current position of the low pressure out on the west coast right now, and it's going to swing slowly to the southeast as we move throughout tomorrow. Stays dry tomorrow, so if you have any outdoor plans, don't go cancel those. Expecting a nice day tomorrow. Monday overnight, that low pressure system begins to accelerate and move towards northwest Arkansas. 1 o'clock, may start seeing some rain showers in eastern Oklahoma. That spreads quickly into northwest Arkansas and the River Valley by 4 or 5 on Monday. Could see a rain-snow mixture already in the higher terrain of northwest Arkansas, as well as the Ouachitas in the southern portions of the River Valley, before transitioning into all snow pretty quickly between 6 to 7 o'clock across the entire northwest Arkansas area. River Valley, I think we're seeing a rain-snow mixture at this time. 8:30, maybe some heavy bands of snow moving into NWA. Pretty much all snow in the River Valley at this point. And then that system swings out overnight in the overnight hours Monday. Maybe a few lingering snow showers as well Tuesday morning across the entire area. So let me go back here to kind of show you. Whoops, did not mean to do that. Let me load that again. Not want that to happen. I'm going to stop it right here at about 7 o'clock because that kind of shows the system very well. Any chance school gets canceled for snow? Thanks, says Kinder. I'm not sure. I don't at this time. I would say no, because I don't think the roads are going to be too impacted by the system. But we'll see. That can certainly change as we move throughout the next several days. I think Monday there definitely should be school. If I'm going to if I'm going to make a guess, because Monday, I mean, during the day it looks relatively dry until the afternoon hours, and it's going to be falling as all rain. I would say school happens Monday, Tuesday, maybe a delayed start, right, to school, maybe. But even then, that might be pushing it. I don't know. Uh, Kendra, I would lean on no for this system. Man, LOL, I guess the persimmons were correct. They were correct, Lisa. Really, they are pretty accurate, to be honest. If you look at the past systems, I mean, I'm very surprised, but they are. It's one of those winter folklores that really are pretty accurate, to be honest. If it were to affect timing for school openings, what is the last time that happened in the fall semester? That's a good question, Aaron. We had a little bit of winter weather back in 2019, I believe, in November, but I don't think that canceled school. Um, I would say the last time, at least early in the fall semester like this, was 2013 to 14 in December. We had a pretty big system that moved through. That was an early season kind of snow, and it was pretty significant. And I would say December 2013 is my best guess, Aaron, is the last time that this a system has affected school openings. Maybe this one will be the next one. I don't think so, though. With beans and crackers and lots of cheese, Paula, you are the person. Not sure. I haven't had the chance to go this year, but hopefully soon. Okay, so you're talking about deer season. Yeah. I'm interested to hear about that as we go throughout the next several days. Okay, make sure I get this right. Tell me if I did not get this right in the chat. All right, Quay Shauna. I think I got that right. Quayshana. Hopefully, I got your name right there. Let me know in the chat if I got that right or wrong. All right. Have to have beans topped with cheese, white onions, and green onions. Misty, you might have to bring some chili here to the station sometime. We just need to have a chili cook-off. Like, everybody in this chat has just the most delicious chili ideas. Everybody, bring the chili. Because, first of all, we're hungry all the time here. Second of all, I'm getting hungry right now talking about it. And some of these recipes sound delicious. Is it right in that Red River, David? It is indeed. Remember how we talked about that earlier on Wednesday? Dan was talking about that, the Red River Riders. I think this system is a Red River rider. It's staying right along the Red River between the Texas-Oklahoma borders. That usually favors more snow. So, perfect. Yes, glad it's Monday and not during the weekend. Yep, well, I would say, are you rooting for no school? You know what? Now I know why you're saying that. You're saying that because you didn't want it to impact your weekend plans. That is true right there. That would kind of stink if we did have snow over the weekend. I think the kids out there are probably crossing their fingers. We can get some more significant snows. Mark, so the accumulation will be mainly on grassy areas and not roadways. That is correct. We talked about that yesterday, by the way. You made a comment on that about how the ground will be a little warm. Precipitation rates will probably overcome it on the grassy surfaces. I don't think so on the roadways. I think at most slushy roadways Tuesday morning. How many inches? Good question right there. I'll pull that map back up right now for you, Kayla. And there it is. There's your snowfall accumulations right there. 2 to 3 inches northwest Arkansas, up to 4 inches in higher trains of northwest Arkansas, 1 to 2 inches just a little bit south of that Bobby Hopper Tunnel, dusting at the most in southern portions of the River Valley. All right. Yes, I'm glad I got that right. All right. All right, Quayshana, I'm glad I got that right. I'm going to get it right from now on. I really appreciate you giving me the pronunciation because I want to make sure I'm pronouncing everybody's name right. So, Quayshana, thank you for helping me with that. So, I know we talked about all these systems and the rain or anything possibly coming Friday, or has that gone away? Yes, it has. Matthew, it does look like we're going to have a drier pattern. It looks like that low pressure system will be too far to the south. Obviously, we're pretty long ways away. And remember, we didn't have anything in the forecast earlier in the week for Friday with the snow that we had last night ended up showing up on the high res models, right? So certainly a lot could change. I don't think we're going to see a whole lot of precipitation after this one moves through next week, but maybe another system over the weekend, like Sunday, Monday of the week after, we could see another system. The models are hinting at that, but I don't think the cold air will be in place as much. We'll see what happens. What worries me the most is history shows if it snows in November, not much happens after that. Alex, that's a good point. I believe, if memory serves me correct, we've had 45 events in November in the state of Arkansas where we've had snow, and only 13 of them ended up having more than 1 inch of snow during the winter months. I don't know. The persimmon seeds say that it's going to go crazy. So, I believe the persimmon seeds. I'm going with the persimmon seeds. I think we're going to have a pretty active winter, to be honest. So we'll see. Chili with cheese, sour cream, chives, green onions. Jake up. Dude, we need to do this chili. This chili cook-off has to happen. I'm telling Dan about this tomorrow. We're bringing people to the station. And we're doing this. It's got to happen. Heck, I'll have a cash prize. $50. $50 to Sonic, or just $50 cash. I don't know. But we got to have a chili cook-off here at the station because y'all are rocking with this chili. I work weekends and I don't want to be stuck at work. Fair enough. Right there. That's a good point right there, Kayla. And I'm kind of glad too that we won't be seeing snow right now because I have to drive all the way back to Bella Vista. So that's gonna be rough. Good memory, Mark. I appreciate that. And I appreciate you as well because you have you have a lot of good comments on the weather, and I learned a lot from you as well. So I appreciate you commenting today and being in the chat as always. Can we see the different models? Absolutely, David. Let's go ahead and look at those models. Ooh, looks like the camera doesn't want to follow me no more. Come on, camera. Come this way. There we go. There we go. So let's look at some of those different models, David. Let's go ahead and pull some up right now. And let's show you all the uncertainty we've got. So let's go ahead and show the European model. Remember how I said that a few days ago or yesterday when we were doing this Facebook Live, how it's literally the European versus the GFS. And until we get the shorter range models in, we're not going to know much, right? Until we get the higher res models in, we're not going to know much. Guess what the European's doing? You probably won't be surprised to hear what it's doing. It's still way too warm. Way, way, way too warm. Here comes the system moving in. And look, if the system goes that far south like the European is showing, we're getting winter precipitation. I don't know what it's doing right now, why it's being so warm, but 11 o'clock Monday and we're still above freezing in most locations, that just doesn't seem too accurate to me. So this model is way too warm right now. The European model is way too warm. I don't buy it. I think it's being kind of trash right now, and I don't buy what it's selling. Having said that, I also don't buy the GFS model because I think the GFS is way too cold, right? So here comes the system riding the Red River, and look at that. We're already seeing widespread snow in Southwest Arkansas at 6 o'clock on Monday. Let me tell you, if that happens, this will be a major winter weather maker. If that happens, if the GFS ends up being right about that, this will be an impactful system. Here's the thing, though. The GFS has a cold bias. The European has a warm bias. That, I don't think, is going to happen. But it is a model solution. GFS has been consistent with this solution over the last several days, and it continues to be consistent. But here's the flip side. The European has also been consistent on showing a warm scenario. That's why I'm going somewhere in between the two right now. I don't think it's going to be too warm. I don't think it's going to be too cold. I think we start off as mostly rain, transition to a rain-snow mix, transition to snow in Northwest Arkansas pretty quickly. It'll be quick transitions. River Valley takes a little bit more time for that transition to happen, but eventually does right around 7, 8 o'clock at night and before moving out of the area Monday, overnight hours into Tuesday morning. So here's the GFS though. Again, let's show the rest of this because look at this. It just snows. I mean, it just snows and snows and snows. We start snowing at around 3-4 o'clock Monday afternoon. Heavy snow moving through northwest Arkansas, according to this model, still at midnight, and then it finally starts lifting out of the area Tuesday morning. I don't think that's that's a little bit too aggressive. By the way, Maddie, you were talking about that system earlier. Look how far south it is now. So even showing snow in Atlanta. GFS is off its rockers right now. Off its rockers. Okay. Now let's get to some of the shorter range models. All right. So we already saw that model earlier that I previously showed. This is the graph model. It's a little bit longer. Go a little bit further out. And it's got that snowfall moving in right around 3-4 o'clock in the higher terrain of northwest Arkansas. And then beginning to transition to snow right around 7. And then moving out Monday overnight to Tuesday. I do think it's taking the system out too early right now. But that's the model that we've already seen. What about, let's do the NAM 3 kilometer. I have not looked at that model yet. So let's go ahead and look at the NAM 3 kilometer. Real quick, stand by as I try to find it. I've got a lot of things pulled up right now. Here's an NAM 3 kilometer. Woo! It's going to get cold tonight. Man, if you're out on Dixon Street right now, you better be bundled up because it's cold out there. But here comes the system. Sunday overnight, Monday, starting to see some cloud cover moving. Okay. So maybe a few shots of flurries early in the morning Monday. I don't buy that. I think the NAM's being a little bit too aggressive with that. A lot of times, even though it's showing precipitation, that's just cloud cover showing up on there. So I don't think there's going to be any precipitation until the afternoon hours Monday. Okay. So look how warm this model is. Lower 40s, 2 o'clock in Fayetteville, and we start cooling off. 4 or 5 o'clock, still in the lower 40s, starting to see snow show up in the higher terrain. And that temperature drops off quick. Now, here's something I want y'all to notice about this. Look at the winds. Look at the winds right there. Southeast wind, 3 miles per hour. That's a warm wind, right? Now we're going to the southwest. To the west, that means temperatures are starting to cool off a little bit. Back to the southeast again. Southwest. What the heck? Wow. As Dan Scott would say, that's garbage. That is trash. So here's the thing. This system, when it moves through, we're going to start off with southeasterly winds in the morning, which is why we're going to have warmer air early in the day. And then we're going to transition to a northeast wind as the system begins to move through. And that's going to cool things off. This model is all over the place right now. Because if we still have a southerly wind at 8 o'clock, it's not going to be in the 30s. It's going to be warmer than that. Or in the lower 30s near freezing. It's going to be warmer than that. I don't know about the NAM 3 kilometer right now. It does tend to struggle this far out. But I do buy temperatures being right around 44, 43 degrees, though, by 1 o'clock. That's correct. I don't know about the winds going all over the place like it is right here. I don't know about that. So that's another model, NAM 3 kilometer. That's a higher res model. So we definitely take that into account. Let's look at this. I haven't looked at this yet. This is the 4-panel snow totals. Let's look what this has. Okay, here we go. This is it. Model roulette, right? What do you believe? What do you not believe? Graph model. Higher terrain. It's picking up on that. Northwest Arkansas, a little bit more snow there. Not a whole lot for Northwest Arkansas, the River Valley. Remember this, though. Wasn't showing a whole lot for Wednesday. In fact, it wasn't showing anything at all, and then it does. So tends to struggle, this far out. So as we get into tomorrow, we're going to have a better idea. European model. Remember, this is the warm model. This model is way too warm, and I think we're going to see a little bit more than what the European is showing there. GFS, way too cold. And it's got heavy snow all the way down into southern portions of the River Valley near Scott, Logan counties. I don't know about that. But hey, it's a solution. It's something that we definitely need to look at. NAM model really wants to bring the cold air way down south. Yeah, that's also inaccurate, I think. I don't think we're going to see significant snowfall in central Arkansas, but there you go. Again, lot of different models. I could show you models all day long. There's another model that we can't show on here, the FV3 model, which I think has the best grasp of this. And you know what? As a matter of fact, I think I can show that to you actually because I can do a screen share and we can look at this. I think the FV3 model has the best idea. Mark, already pump faking right now. The models are. So, yeah, pump fake is definitely happening tomorrow. No doubt about it with all of the models. Always does. Not going to bite on it. I'm sure Dan won't bite on it either because he's a freaking pro at this. So let's go ahead and do a screen share here. Man, we've been on this Facebook Live for a while. I love doing this with y'all guys. It's always a lot of fun. If we have any more questions, definitely put those in the comment section below. Definitely would love to answer some of them. All right, let me pull this up right now real quick. So stand by, and I'll screen share in just a moment here. And I want to pull up the model here. Let's see here. Composite reflectivity. Maybe this model is being a little bit too aggressive right now. I'll show you it anyway. I think this model is being a little bit too aggressive now, but it wasn't as much so earlier. This is kind of a bonus for anybody who's stayed in the live stream. We're going to look at a little bit more models here, and happy y'all are staying tuned and getting to watch this with me. So let's go ahead and share that. Let me see if that's sharing. Everybody see that on the screen? I'm going to go ahead and change. Let me know if you can see that on the screen. I'm going to go ahead and change it to that, and let's go ahead and look at it. I'm just going to, before I start moving on, I'm going to make sure everybody can see that real quick here, because sometimes it won't show up, and even though it will show up on StreamYard. So this is a kind of another model that we look at. Yeah, I think that looks pretty. Didn't know my IFB was hanging around. Okay, cool. Okay, people are seeing it. Awesome. Thanks for letting me know, guys. Okay. So let's go ahead and look at this. This is the FV3 model. It doesn't have precipitation type. It's being a little aggressive now, in my opinion, with how much precipitation we're going to see. But let's go ahead and look at it anyway. This is another kind of bonus round here. Here comes the system moving in Monday afternoon. Already showing some precipitation right around 12 o'clock across the area. I don't know how much I buy that, but as you can see, here comes the precipitation, heavier bands of precipitation moving through Monday afternoon into Tuesday. This model is a little bit too quick with the system, I think, but it's also too quick with how much snow we're going to see. Because look at this. Now, this is assuming a 10-to-1 ratio, by the way, and that's not going to be a ratio with this system that's moving through. Our ratio is going to be much higher, I think. So, yeah, that might be a little bit aggressive with how much snow we're going to see, truthfully. I think it is grasping, though. Here's one thing that it is grasping. It's grasping where the heavier snow would be, based on, temperature profiles and it's picking up on the terrain as well. It is picking up on that. I don't think we're going to see 6 inches of snow. And it looks like a quick dry punch with the F3 as well. And that is correct, Mark. As usual with these systems, and I do think we are going to see us get dry punched, which may limit our precipitation. But look how cold this model is, guys. I mean, it stays in the upper 30s Monday afternoon. The high temperatures only get in the upper 30s, and then that system moves through. Boom, we're at 32 degrees Monday afternoon. That's a little too cold, in my opinion. That's a little bit too cold. I don't think we'll be getting that cold that quick. But if we are, we're talking about a little bit more impacts with this system. Let's look at another model here. Let's look at the ARW. This one goes out, I think, only 48 hours, so we're not going to be able to see it, I don't think. Nope, not going to be able to see it. ARW doesn't go out that far. Darn. I don't think the HRRR is getting out that far yet either. Starting to pick up on the system moving in. Ooh. I'm interested to see something here real quick with the HRRR. HRRR did a fantastic job with the snow we saw last night. I mean, it did a really good job with it. So I'm interested to see what the HRRR is showing. Here's one thing I want to do. I'm going to go back to United States view here. Um, and whoa, that is a strong system that it's showing. I want to see upper air heights. Okay, that's interesting. So you see where the location of the system is. This is early Monday morning, right around 10 a.m. And you can see that system um, really digging pretty far south. I'm going to be interested to see where the HRRR takes this thing. And I know we're getting really nerdy at now, but if that system stays that far south, rides the Red River, that would be a good snow right there. That would be a pretty good snow. HRRR has been doing a fantastic job, guys, with the last really several weather systems. Um, I'm gonna be interested to see what happens. Let's compare that to the European model, by the way. It looks a little bit further north. You notice how that system's just a little bit further north and how it lifts to the northeast quickly? That would not be favorable for snow. And that's why the European model is warmer. Also, something to note, and this confuses me a little bit on why the European is still so warm. Remember how we were talking about on Wednesday the impact, and I don't know if you can see my mouse, the impact of this little system to the north. How far south does that get? That's pretty far south for that system. That's cold air punching further south, right? So that's pretty far south, much further south than what the European was showing earlier in the week. If that gets pretty far south, that's going to help cool us off quicker and enhance our snowfall totals a little bit. Let's see what the GFS is doing, right? Red River Rider, I'm going to assume right now with the GFS. And that is indeed the case. See how the system stays along the Red River there at Monday afternoon, then starts lifting to the northeast Monday evening. That would mean more snowfall. That would mean cold air. Again, remember how I was talking about that system to the north? Look how far south it gets in this model run. Woo! That is almost merging. It's almost some convergence there. That is really cold air, and that's why it has higher snowfall totals here in Northwest Arkansas. Jet stream slip. That's exactly right, Mark. Jet stream slip. That's what we're seeing right now with the system. That system to the north is going to make a huge impact on this. And I forgot to look at this with the HRRR. No, not the HRRR, 15 minutes. HRRR, 3 kilometers. Whoops. Let's go back to our upper air heights. Ooh, okay. You see how far south that's getting? That would be more snowfall there. HRRR would depict a colder solution if that sticks with it in future model runs. Look, I think we're getting snow. I think we're definitely getting snow with this system. I don't have any doubts about it right now. I know we're getting really nerdy right now, y'all. The streamer, the people have dwindled on there. The amount of people we have dwindled, but I'm going to be interested to look back on these last few Facebook Lives we've had, look at all these models, and see which one won. Because, man, that dip in the jet stream, or that jet stream slip, and that second system to the north, that's going to play a big time impact on this. Where's the NAM 3 kilometer? Coming in right now. That's what it's doing. Let's see. Okay, it's a little bit further north there. That is interesting. How that's got that riding the Red River right there, but still, it keeps most of the precipitation out of the area. Actually, no, it's not. It's actually doing a pretty, well, look, this is my big concern with the system right here. Look how it kind of weakens as it moves in. That will be the limiting factor right there. If the system weakens as it moves in, that will definitely limit our snowfall potential, even if that colder air comes in a little bit quicker. All right. Let's go ahead and wrap this up. I'm going to go ahead and go back to WSI real quick. I'm going to stop sharing the screen. I want to show you guys real quick one more time the models here. There's the various computer models. Those will change quite a bit. Let's go to our snowfall map real quick, and then we'll wrap this baby up. Again, big time gradient between the haves and the have-nots. Southern portions of the river valley, I only think a dusting, maybe a little bit more than that. We'll continue to watch that closely as we move throughout the next several days. South of that, south of the Bobby Hopper Tunnel, about 1 to 2 inches is a good bet with this system. That could certainly go up. That could certainly go down as we move throughout the next several days. And then as we zoom into northwest Arkansas, where the focus for the system will be 2 to 3 inches of snow in most locations, Benton, Washington counties. And then as you get a little bit east of there towards Huntsville, Japton, St. Paul, Jasper, higher terrain of northwest Arkansas, up to 4 inches at this current time. Dan Scoff will have the latest information coming up tomorrow. This map will be updated. We'll get new model runs in. He's going to fire up a Facebook Live. He's going to go through all this stuff with everybody, answer all the questions that you guys have. As of right now, expect winter weather from Monday night to Tuesday. Is this a high-end winter weather event? No. Is it a winter weather event? Yes. Right? So no winter storm really expected. I don't anticipate winter storm warnings to be issued. I do think we'll see winter weather advisories. I do think we'll see winter weather. Not expecting major travel impacts, but all of that can change as we move throughout the next couple of days. So, all right, everybody. Thank you guys so much for coming to this live stream. I know we spent a lot of time talking today. Very happy everybody got to get the new information in. Hope everybody's doing well out there. Have a great rest of your weekend, everybody. And God bless. Stay safe out there. And go Hogs, even though we lost.